Hello, and welcome to another episode of Safety Unfiltered. This podcast is brought to you by VelocityView, creators of the Safety Assist mobile application. We provide tools to help companies improve worksite safety and regulatory compliance. In this episode, Pat Walsh and I are going to be discussing how the inflation of 2022 has been impacting the construction industry. This year has been interesting inflation wise, and it's impacted the construction industry in a multitude of different ways. And my question to you is how organizations are maintaining their workforce and handling attrition in these trying economic times, and as well how inflation is impacting the construction industry and GCs and contractors.
I'm on probably 10 jobs a month routinely with several different subcontractors and several different general contractors. And there's a common theme these days that subcontractors can't find enough qualified, trained, skilled people to do the work that they're contracted to do. And so the subcontractors are out scrambling around trying to find whoever they can find with whatever levels of skill and knowledge that they may have, just so they can man the job and somehow or another get through the day from one job to the next.
What other issues could they be opening themselves up to because of that?
One of the things that I've found to be true in my world is that safety and quality control are handled almost exactly the same way. Safety issues themselves can shut down a job or can cause havoc with the general contractor. Quality problems do the same thing. The
Right.
big difference between the two is that quality problems have a finite penalty where you take out the non-conforming work and replace it with quality work. With safety problems where somebody gets injured or worse, some of those things can last 3, 4, 5 years as they work their way through the OSHA world, the insurance people, and then eventually lawsuits. OSHA violations carry penalties and a little more than $14,000 per citation.
Right.
There are some instances where OSHA will give discounts for good faith or for not having violations in the past and whatever else. So on average, the penalties that were paid last year for most citations was somewhere in the vicinity of $4,000 to $6,000 per citation. But that there's no guarantee that any particular citation is going to come in with that discounted rate. And everybody has to realize that that 14,000 plus is the exposure that you have in terms of financial penalty if you allow safety violations on a job site.
When I'm thinking about just how this year has been kind of crazy for inflation, what areas are most hardly hit within the construction industry?
Well, construction is an interesting environment because everything we do is done by labor on the job site. And even though you can prefabricate things offsite, you still have to have skilled tradespeople that know how to work with tools, know how to read plans, and know how to work effectively in the field environment. There's just no getting around it.
Mhm.
The people involved, the workers on the job, they have to be there to do that work regardless.
How can safety assist help in those areas?
Safety assist is more important than ever right now because the people that come on these jobs these days that may have been working out in the county on residential jobs, or maybe they were driving a truck last month and now they're here on the job site trying to get work done. So the site superintendent, he's just scrambling, just trying to get whatever bare minimum performance he can out of these subcontract workers,
Mhm.
and having a safety assist tool at readily available so he can look up the safety requirements that go along with the performance of the work requirements, that gives him an edge that he can actually perform both of those critical functions. In years past, large organizations had a safety staff, and the safety staff's primary job was to dig through all these regulations, go out on the job site, and help the site superintendents see what is necessary by the safety specifications and find a way to comply with them in order to avoid OSHA violations or injuries among the workforce. Smaller companies likewise have that same requirement, but frequently they don't have the budget to hire a safety person to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
These days, everybody is so stressed with the pinch between the short labor market, tight budgets from clients, and the demand to get things done quick. Many instances where site superintendents simply don't have the time to get into the necessary elements of quality and safety. I believe Safety Assist has the ability to help those site superintendents find the right answers way more quickly than they could otherwise find them. And once they see how to use it, I think they will be more inclined to use it as a tool rather than simply putting that safety stuff aside because I just don't have time to get to it.
Have you talked to people that are more back office administrators about making their life with regards to documentation easier?
Every organization has a need to document everything they do. And in today's litigious society, everything that's not documented is presumed that either wasn't done at all or it was done poorly. So
Correct.
having something properly documented and properly stored in digital manner is a kind of a critical thing for people these days in any organization.
Thank you again for listening to Safety Unfiltered. In our coming episodes, we will have our CEO, Stephen Kuntz, as well as a number of special guest speakers on our podcast. If you have any suggestions, thoughts, or ideas about future subjects, please let us know in the comments. Do like and subscribe on all of our social media channels. And as always, be safe.